Good morning again. Different company, still a sales manager. We've had a lot of discussion so far about the databases themselves, but now let us take a few minutes to take a step back from the database and look at a different environment altogether, the development environment. BlueFinity, as a company, is targeted to one thing. It's a market leader, totally dedicated to Microsoft.NET development on multi-value databases. Our focus is therefore very, very clear. I remember it well, the first order that I took in the UK for the product, and the installation that took place in December 2004. So we already have a good track record and a good heritage for our products. And our products at the moment are two. MV.NET is the core product, and we will look at that in some detail and describe it and how you can use it on multi-value databases. And also a product called RSDC, which is Reporting Services Data Connector. A little more about that later. But we also have a professional services operation, and in conjunction with our distributor here, and we will describe that in a few moments, we're able to deliver professional services because Microsoft.NET may be very familiar to many, but in the multi-value market is familiar to a few, and we believe that through our expertise we can help to deliver services to you to bring applications to the market much more quickly. So what is MV.NET and how is it going to enable you to do things over and above what the suppliers say they already have today? And if you look at all of the multi-value databases, they say we already have .NET environment. But, and it is a big but, we believe that they fall a long way short in terms of the services that you need to develop and deploy .NET applications efficiently and at the right cost to your company, or if you're a value-added reseller, the right cost to your company. So our product has the development environment. It accesses all of the main multi-value databases, which I'll highlight in a moment, and it's suitable for all the .NET development facilities that you may wish to use, be it a rich client or a browser or web service, it doesn't matter. But that's only part of the story, because at the end of the day you need to understand how that application can be developed efficiently, how the code is going to run efficiently, and I'll highlight some facilities for that in a moment. There are three parts to the product, and I'll highlight which each of the parts of the product are and how they interrelate one to another. Core Objects is the fundamental part of the product. Adapter Objects is a full ADO.NET managed data provider. And we have our own binding objects for rapid application development. And throughout the whole of the product, if you're going to develop a .NET application, you're going to use Visual Studio. And therefore, all of our product is fully integrated within Visual Studio to enable your developer to have the best development facilities possible. As you can see, we support all of the main multi-value databases. From the people present here today, one is missing, and that is Cache. And we've already done the work to support Cache, but we need the business case to deliver that to the market, and it will be done, I'm sure, in the fullness of time. I'm not sure whether there are many Revelation users in this part of the world, but we've already started to discuss the development of a revelation interface with those people that can deliver that technology. So you can see that the ones that are not on the list hopefully will come to the list eventually. But I think from the databases that are in the market space, we can deliver our products today to all of you. So what is the architecture? What is the product? Well, as you can imagine, it has to have a connection and some components into the database itself. We deliver our components into a separate directory so that we do not impinge with anything else that you may be using within the database, or the applications from a value-added reseller, or the applications you developed yourself. And we link through from our system using cue pointers into everything else. So we're not intrusive into any part of the system you're using already. But once you're out of that database, and that database could be running on any Unix or any Windows operating system, it doesn't matter, you're into the .NET, you're into Microsoft's world. And therefore we use .NET remoting, which is the fundamental part of .NET, to enable us to license our product via the license manager, but then to handle all of the sessions, all of the connections from your applications back into the database is all handled by two services that we can therefore have, and you can have installed anywhere on your network. But then the three parts of the product that I mentioned, as you can see, core objects is fundamental to anything that you may want to do. But if you want to use adapter objects or ADO.NET, it still calls on the fundamental of core objects itself. Or if you wish to use our binding object technology for rapid application development, then it still uses core objects. But of course there's no reason why you shouldn't take the best of all parts of the technology and deliver your application based upon all three. But that is typical from this world of Microsoft. Where is the boundary in which you can put each part of our system? Well, there are in theory three types of machine boundary in there, between the database, our Windows services, and then the application libraries themselves. However, of course, if you're running your database on the Windows machine and you're running a web server on there as well, I wouldn't recommend it, but you could. You could, of course, have everything on one system itself. But more naturally, you're going to deploy parts of the system across your network. One part of the technology is fundamental to giving you good response and giving you a good application delivery. And that is managing the connections or the sessions that come in from your users, be it a web service, or be it a web application or a browser anywhere on your network. And managing these connections into the system is absolutely fundamental. And therefore, built into our product from day one is session management. So therefore, you can manage the connections and manage them efficiently to enable you to deploy applications which are going to run with high performance. You can set a minimum size of a pool, and then that pool size will grow as connections are made, and you can set a maximum size of a pool, and then it will dynamically move in and out of that pool size as users are dynamically connecting to the system. But you may say, hang on a moment, I have multiple applications that are running against my application server.